So, thank you for watching the channel, really appreciate it. This is episode 5 now of us building a video game collection in 2023. We're going out, buying and selling, trying to make some money if we can, adding to the collection, getting some voucher for the great store that is CEX. If you've missed any of the episodes, there's a link to the playlist around me now. I won't going to waste any more of your precious time. So you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the description. So I'm going to launch straight into starting with the pickups for this episode. So last couple of weeks we've been at the charity shops, we found a few things. There was that week we only had the Facebook Marketplace pickup. Well, this week we've only managed to find anything of note really from one store, and that was Cash Converters, who've been good to us in the past couple of weeks. So nothing from the charity shops, couldn't find anything on Facebook during this allotted time I give myself for every single episode. So let's go through and see what we got. So first up this week was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 4. This was $1.99. Get a few extra quid for this. This was one of my favourite Assassin's Creeds. This is the one where you're on the ship, you're the pirate obviously. The ship was called the Jackdaw, I think it was. The mechanics for the naval battles on this was just fantastic. I know they did it in a couple of the Assassin's Creeds afterwards, but this was the last Assassin's Creed I completed right through to the end. A fantastic game if you haven't played it. It's not too expensive. I suggest you pick that one up, definitely. Next was Rayman Legends, and that was 99 pence. Yeah, great game, this one. I get this one confused with Rayman Origins as well. I believe this is the one I played. I've played one of them, completed that one. I played it on the Xbox One though. But yeah, that was a really good, if that's the one, I'm sure if it was Origins I played, Legends is just as good. But yeah, 99 pence for that one. We'll get a few quid for that. So that was a nice pickup. Next is Wii Sports Resort, and this was 99 pence. This game, you used to get quite a few quid for. When you were out at the car boots and the charity shops, you'd want to pick this up. And there was a point where you were getting, I think it was £7-8 cash and £10 on a voucher, something like that. And this has dropped in price quite dramatically. You only get a couple quid for it. I mean, you still get a good few quid for it. I'll put it around you somewhere. But yeah, this was one of those games that you kept an eye out for. Doesn't seem to be as profitable as it once was. This is a nice condition, and like I say, for 99p we'll definitely make some money on that one. But yeah, Wii Sports Resort, not what it once was just a year ago. So just be aware of that one when you see that around. Next is a bit of a random one. It's Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo. I don't have this. I've never seen this. I did a little look on YouTube to see the reviews. Seems to be, quite fondly thought of. It seems to be a half decent game. This was 99 pence as well. This one I'm going to be looking to try add to the collection because, like I say, I don't have it. CEX sell it for a couple quid. I think it was 4 quid they asked. So it's not really a rare, expensive one. It's a really good condition PS2 game. Again, PS2, they're getting out 2003. So 20 years old at the time of me making this video, and it is in fantastic condition. So yeah, I think we're going to try add that one to the collection. And lastly, I will do these two together. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate, 2 of them. They were both $1.99. I think she figured out that I planned on reselling them when I bought the 2. She double checked to make sure I knew they were the same game. I was like, yes, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is the one that is based in England, in London. It's the one where you can be a male or female character. I thought it was quite good. You've got people like Charles Dickens in here. It's got sort of a Peaky Blinders sort of feel to it. It wasn't too bad. I think I nearly got to the end of it. It weren't bad. I've got a special edition version here, same price. Got the receipt. Yeah, they always my Cash Converters always give it you in these little cases. So I've got loads of these hanging around. They keep them behind the desk and they give them to you. And so I've got loads of. Yeah, it's got. I don't think there's anything here that would make it special edition. CEX will give you the same amount of money either way. No, it's got a leaflet telling you about a season pass, but it doesn't give you a code or anything on it. But yeah, so £2 each they were, so that was £4. CEX will give you a couple couple quid for those. Not too much, but you get quite a bit on a voucher. I think it's £5 each on a voucher. So £2 each is looking like I might be looking at getting a voucher for these and maybe getting something to collection. I don't have Assassin's Creed Syndicate in my existing collection, but I've already played it. I think I played it on the Game Pass. I think it's on there. It might not be. I'm trying to look over there now to see on the Xbox game. It's definitely not there, but I know I've played it. So yeah, that is it this week. That's pretty much everything I was able to find. So we got, what we got? 2, 4, 6 games. So we're going to trade those into our CEX overlords, see if they're happy with what we find. Probably going to try keep hold of that one and get our money back. So what we spent there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, £9. £9 this week, and hopefully we'll be able to make a bit of money, maybe get money back, bit of voucher maybe, it looks like. I'm thinking keep Wallace and Gromit. We'll see. So I'm going to cut away now. I'm going to go visit the great store that is CEX, and I'll come back and we'll see how well we do in the next part of the episode. Day, couple hours on. I've been to CEX now, did some food shopping while I was there. Staff in CEX were really happy today, really nice. Good to go and see them all in a happy mood. But most importantly, they took everything, absolutely everything, no problems whatsoever. So thank you very much. I live to serve, thank you. What was it they took? They took both copies of Syndicate, and they gave us a £5 voucher each for those. So £10 voucher, let's stick that up there. The other games, we pretty much spent £9 on. There was a slight difference because they were 99p. I'll figure out the pennies and I'll stick it up there, just because we want up there to be perfect, don't we? Want it to the penny. But we got £9 back. So we pretty much spent £9, got £9 back. So, free. So £10 voucher, free. Not only that, Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo on the PS2. Beautiful condition. Like I say, don't know much about it, but online seems to be quite fondly thought of. It's in fantastic condition. CEX give you a couple quid. Yeah, looking forward to adding that one to the collection. So yeah, that goes over there. So end of this week, we spent £9, got £9 back, so we made sure it was free, which is the whole point of this. We got a £10 voucher for free, and we got Wallace and Gromit in the collection. So not too bad. So now, let's move on to the other part. You've seen the thumbnail. I'm excited for this one. So, apologise for the lighting. It's actually the next day now, so I think the lighting's going to be all over the shop with this video. But yeah, so the next part of the video is going to be some CEX roulette, which I know people enjoy. So I'm going to start by saying, big warning sign, this is not to do with the current Builder free game collection in 2023. So in the first video, I mentioned that I do this year to year, so January to the end of December. The vouchers that I've used to get the item we're going to look at is from last year, 2022. So before I started 2023, I wiped the slate clean. Whatever vouchers I had decided, I'd already spent most of it, but I had some left over. I bought myself a retro game earlier in the month, but I didn't film it because it wasn't part of it, and I felt like I probably should have, because it was actually quite a nice one. So this one I'm going to film and just tack on here, just because I know people like to see it. But it shows the sort of stuff that you're able to get towards the end of the year, after a year of doing the challenge that we're doing and the way we're going about it. So just a big warning sign now, this is not going into the 2023. This is just a little bonus for you at the end. So CEX roulette, I'm sure most of you are aware of the concept, but if you're not, really quickly in a nutshell, it's basically ordering from online from CEX. You don't get to pick it, you don't get to see it, you can't pick what store it comes from, which is a bit annoying. So it's a bit of a gamble on what you get. Tends to apply to sort of the more retro items, I've noticed. So anything sort of PS2 and before seems to class as a roulette on what you're going to get. And why is it a roulette? Just because, well, A, you can take it back if you don't like it. So there's no real gambling involved. So roulette's a bit of an odd term, but it sounds good, doesn't it? So it's because you don't know what you're getting. So you don't know the condition of it. So I'm going to start now by saying that what I've ordered here is, to me, quite expensive. I consider this to be an expensive retro purchase. Everyone's got a different idea on what cheap and expensive is, but to me personally, this is it's been bought with vouchers, and again, it's free because of the way we do things, but it's pricey. It's a lot of voucher credit. When it comes down to condition, I am not fussed about the plastic, to be honest with you. The case of these things, the inlay, I'm quite lenient. Manuals, I know, is a big thing. If it's a cheaper retro game, £10 or something, I don't mind too much. For something like this, it needs to have a manual. For the amount that it's costing, this should have a manual. I honestly believe, and you can, please comment on if you agree or disagree, but retro games, CEX, I don't think you should be accepting them from people if they don't have a booklet. Couple of things that'll do. A, it'll stop the CEX roulette, and well, I mean, I know a lot of people like the videos, but it'd be better if everything we order we know what we're getting, because the CEX boxed just means it's got plastic around it. It does not mean it is boxed with it nice inlay box and a manual. Also, doing that, if you don't accept things that don't have a manual, a lot of the resellers out there will stop just buying everything up just to make a profit. They'll stop and say if it hasn't got a manual, and then they'll probably leave it. And if they leave it, people actually want the game to have an opportunity to get it a bit cheaper. So it'll sort of tidy up a bit and I think improve the landscape of retro game collecting. I mean, agree, disagree in the comments, but I don't, even if I brought it in and I wanted money, you should say no, because people want the booklet, especially for these pricey ones. So, without that being said, I get one opportunity to open this up. So, let's have a look. So like I said, they come in these, but I haven't opened it, nice and sealed. Careful with this razor blade. They're always quite well packaged and they're always different. But yeah, so, like I say, I'm not, when we look at this, I want it to be, make sure you can't see any, oh, they've put a picture on, let me just get rid of that. Put a little CX thing on the box now. Yeah, sorry, so I'll show you what it is I've got. I think this has to have a manual, so let's see the condition. Yeah, they put this lovely weird netting around it, and depending on where you, I can't tell from the weight because it's still got this stuff on. This is a game, by the way, I have been wanting to get for a long time, and I'm only really paying the vouchers for it now because I've now started filming this with you. I thought it was a good time to spend it, get it, so I can properly start scratch. A good excuse to use those vouchers. So, here it is. So, it is Castlevania, the new generation on Mega Drive. So, it looks, the case is good. I can't tell from the weight just yet. The case looks fine. The box has still got its tag, so far so good. No evidence of a reprint. You can usually tell by the smell. Oh yeah, it's got an older smell. Okay, just sniff a box. Right, are we ready? Oh, the overwhelming disappointment. The CEX roulette. So, the bit of discoloration on the, I'd have been happy with the, but a bit of discoloration. You can probably tell from the tone of my voice now, it's all a bit. So, I'm going to put this around. This was £140. Again, I know it didn't cost me £140 because the way we do things, it's free, but the reality is it's £140 with a voucher. It's a shame because I'd have been happy. To me, if you're spending £140 on a retro game, it needs to be complete. Like I say, if this was a £10, £20 game, no manual, I can live with that. It's fine. God, the annoying thing is, I'm in a Facebook group where they share CEX details and people go out and have a look. I thought I'd managed to order this from somewhere that it had a manual in it, but that clearly hasn't worked. Oh, that's such a shame. Such a shame. But we're not going to give up. So, like I say, it's not too much of a roulette because I haven't lost. I'm going to take this back, return it, get the voucher, and have another spin of that roulette wheel to get this back. This is a game that it's very expensive and it means quite a lot to me from my childhood. I had this and I want it in the collection, which is, like I say, why I'm prepared to spend a ridiculous amount of money for an old game. But yeah, so unfortunate, but that's the CEX roulette. So yeah, there we go. CEX, this is coming back. Yeah. So that's it for this episode. A little bit deflated there. That was disappointing, but it's entertaining to watch, isn't it? It's the CEX Roulette. So we'll be back with that one. We'll be back. We'll have another crack on the spin of the wheel with that one. But it does move me on quite nicely to something. So I'm conscious that there I was just showing you something that I earned from 2022, and I've mentioned my existing collection, but I haven't shown it to you just yet. So bit of faith here that, you know, I've actually got any collection, because I'm aware that all you're looking at is a blank wall with a telly behind me, which I did on purpose so you can see it build, but in hindsight, how do you know I've even got any games other than this? So I'm going to start doing some side videos where I'll show you the existing collection and what we're adding towards. So I'm not going to do it on this series. I'll do like a little spin-off, you know, a little Joey to friends, but hopefully a lot better. So yes, thank you very, very much for watching. Take care of yourself, guys.